Okay. Alright, but yeah, as we've said, probably a good place to end it so we get some planning done for the next go around.
Yeah,
So,
like interrogating Quentin.
yeah. So I'm
Well,
going to
because
go ahead
also,
and...
guys, if we're going to craft stuff from scratch, this is also a question of whether we're going to start modding stuff. Like if we want to get Quentin smart sighting, and and also what kind of suits we were going to be able to make, because there's more than one kind of airtight suit.
I mean, we can always call the next episode "The Crew Gets Pimped Out," and that'd be fine.
So I'm going to have to ask each of you your mottos. I guess starting with Myth, what's your motto?
Down with our oppressors.
Sure. I mean, you've been anti-government this whole time.
Basically.
That's +1 experience. Levi?
My Morpheus plot didn't come
I'm
to
sure
fruition.
we can come to some kind of business arrangement. And I've been business like this whole time.
Sure. Also, another +1 experience. Quentin?
Fortune favors the bold.
You opened fire into a crowd to accomplish your goals, so sure, that's +1 experience.
If there was anything to be called bold, I wonder if sniping down a building into a crowd is such.
And then waiting for the cops to come get me.
All right.
Crap, now I gotta decide if I want to buy Veteran or if I want to buy the Elver Electrics.
Oh, you got
wind
enough
up
for
buying
that?
Veteran.
Nice.
Did anybody accomplish any goals?
I haven't solved crap.
I haven't even gotten the first member of my crew.
I'm actually going backwards on solving the Porphyr situation.
I think I've actually distanced Joanna away from me.
Okay, so...
Well, I don't think I can convince Epicene Mizuki to ally with me anymore.
Yeah, I saw that
was
little...
one personal goal.
I saw that little dash, I was like, oh, that's probably not happening anymore.
Maybe I should look for more radical members, less than cool-headed members. Get some of the
Okay.
radical ones, then get some of the cool.
To the discussion part, first up, did you guys see any goals that you thought the whole party could go up to that I may have missed or forgotten to mention?
Well, I think we've got to solve the Quidchu situation is what we're currently doing, right?
Right.
And we did take a quick detour into resolving Morpheus stuff.
I did think that there is a possible new goal, and I think that goal could be complete preparation for the new mission. But that's debatable because, that's its own reward.
I mean, I would think that would be part of
Yeah,
the goal that
I'm
you're
thinking
on.
this is just part of it. I mean, I'm cool with this. I mean, I don't want to level,
The only thing I would say why is because, if there was some really, impressive technology we had to get, or we had to just do so much work to get it.
Oh, here's the goal. Get Quentin out of jail.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal.
Who knows?
That'll come to light next week.
I'm personally cool with the quest log as is. I mean, I've got 3 entries on mine, so I'm cool.
I'm sitting
Oh, I only
on-
have 2.
I think my goals are
Oh, right. You still have your starter one, don't you?
mine always sits there. My thing is the Morpheus situation and whatever that other bullshit we're doing right now is.
No, I mean, Levi's
No,
character has not completed the initial goal he started with.
Yep. I haven't finished my starter goal yet, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
won't
Yours is to
deny
get
it.
off the planet eventually here, so...
It's to, basically to get off the planet at this point.
Do Morpheus have telekinetic bonds with people?
Well, see, here's the problem. Morpheers can eat, some Morpheers, not all of them, but many of them can eat other
Telepath.
people and
Some I assume
absorb
could
their
be.
skills, which means that if they ate somebody who had telekinesis, then they would have telekinesis.
Telepathicness, I meant.
Yeah, I mean, I was really hoping to throw you all off by when you met Epicene that she was crawling along the ceiling and the walls. So I was like, oh, you wouldn't think she's a Morpheer.
Except that,
they just.
Morpheers can specifically buy that.
I figured Morpheers are pretty much useless because they're heavily hated among the universe, so they can't do anything social until they steal a body.
I mean,
Now,
Morpheers
my
are
thing
the
is
Mega
that-
Men of the universe.
I thought we actually had Doc do a test on everyone as we were leaving after the Morpheus situation at some point.
But they still get to roll their deceit and disguise to defeat it, and being a Morpheer Not only does being a Morpheer
So-
give them disguise, but Morpheer body gives them even more disguise. It's very
Right.
difficult to tell.
But just to lay out the scenario, you had
Doc
Doc
failed,
set them
though.
out. Doc cleared them as far as anyone knew.
Yes, but Doc
And
is a
then the
typical
person we
doctor who-
rescued grew increasingly suspicious and convinced someone else to go and do this again.
Right. Because there's also gear bonuses in the game. Because like if you go to a proper lab, or have a kit, you can get a D8 or even a 2D8 bonus. Because yes, we can do surgery on people in the field, but you get a bonus if you're actually in a doctor's office with proper gear.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be that they could defeat, Doc's roll, and also Doc's rolling like 2D6. Doc isn't that good at this.
Right.
So
Inappropriately named, really.
Oh, nobody's too good at anything here.
Well, he is a physician, so he can. I mean, he can treat injuries, which is important. But
He's a doc
no.
in a box.
Yeah, he's not a he's better than nothing, and I like him. So, yeah. So, I mean, that's one of the things I like to reinforce about the game. It's just kind of like, look, if you roll 1 success or 2 successes, then whatever it is that can defeat you had to roll at least 3. Then you have to ask, could they roll at least 3? And it's like, if you were a bunch of Morpheer and you found an aristocrat and you wanted to infiltrate and destroy their government, like you just said, then you'd probably put your best agent on it. So I'm not surprised that they had like a really good agent. In fact, what I'm really worried about is even though we told Joker to report all of them, I'm worried that either Joker didn't do it or Joker did report it and they've already started infiltrating the Hickson government. They might already be,
That's why I'm worried that if they start reacting very, very poorly, that they're just gonna try, get me executed in the next few days for this.
That's why I told my guys to come watch you. And also the fact that there's a lot of this is automated, could also, because synths don't necessarily have a problem with Morpheer. I mean, Morpheer creep people out because, like, if you're hanging out with somebody who could eat your brain and then pretend to be you might be a little creeped out. But they can't eat robots, so
here's one good thing. Here's one thing that I was thinking about doing in the future. Since Mr. Bones is very similar to all the other robots around here, right?
Yes.
Right.
He's mass ordered from the same company. Death's Head Corporation.
If we use him as a basis, we could use him as some sort of hacking device to attempt to bring down the other robots, as some sort of temporary control over them.
Well, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that's totally doable. The bad news is it uses mind and academics.
Right.
Which I think are not Bones' strong points.
No, but I was thinking that what we would do is use someone to wire Mr. Bones' ciphers and internal code to send out a signal through him. It wouldn't be Mr. Bones, it would be someone interacting through Mr. Bones.
Well, I've got bad news and I've got good news. The bad news is if you wired it through Mr. Bones would still be the one trying to hack them. So it would be assisting him. But I'm an Elver. I could, with my 10 experience points, which I was saving up for veteran, instead buy the electrical powers, which allows me to talk directly to electrical components.
Ooh, that's a fun one.
Which means I could start hacking robots. The big problem with this being is that my mind is only a D6 and mine academics is only a D4.
Yeah, so we really need a hacker.
It's tempting, especially if we're going to go up against a lot of robots. It would be tempting to go ahead.
Well,
and
no,
invest
I
in
mean,
the electrics.
I was thinking more or less if we ever had another player come in, that would be a really good idea to have in the future.
Well, we get experience points. We can buy stuff.
Well, that's true, but I'm never going to be a hacker. It would cost so many points just to get to something even resembling that. You, on the other hand, have a good chance, but it would take more than now. And
actually, it's not that bad because I get since I'm Elvers live for hundreds of years. I get academics just because I'm ancient, and I already have some of that. So I haven't put a lot of points into it, but I could start putting points into it. It's interesting.
Well, that's your decision. I'm not going to force you. I mean, you're a pretty cool guy who can just beat people up by being really big.
I am huge.
Yeah,
It's only a
kinda
matter of
funny.
time before I have to wander off to the ocean.
Maybe we could develop some sort of shrinking technology.
Then I wouldn't be huge. What's the point?
No, we would just, cap out your size at a reasonable level.
What? I'll fight you on this. What makes you think I want to hang out with you bland people?
Seriously, you don't want to hang out?
I mean, to be fair, he'll be dead long before you're ever that big.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait till you die.
Who knows?
Look, I can't be bothered to remember the names of people who only live for like 60 or 80
That's
years.
alright, neither can he.
I'm not going to die. I'm going to have children. Wait, I might already have some. I've forgotten.
Yeah, I'm currently in the neuter stage, so...
Yeah, so here's the thing, it's like...
And in fact, I think now that I'm a giant, I think I'm perpetually in the neuter. When the Elvers get large, they no longer... it's weird. The really huge ones, like the whale-sized ones, actually will hold the eggs, but not actually be breeders.
I'm actually thinking, at this point, it wouldn't be a bad idea to say that I'm making this corporation so that my children or their children could run it after I die.
Yeah. No, I also want to say that I like the science fiction elements of this. I like the fact that we deal with weirdo aliens and monsters and industrial stuff. I'm
ordinary trucks.
Oh, yes.
Robotic trucks.
I love the idea that I can stare at someone, be so confused, because I'm like, is that an alien kind of thing? Where it's like, is it 3 aliens or 1 alien or 2? Or is it...
Yeah, I mean, part of the history is, the theory is, we don't know where they came from. There's probably a Morpheer planet, but let's face it, if someone landed on Morpheer world, their crew was probably eaten and the Morpheer just, took off, and then they were everywhere.
Yep. Also, on top of all of that good shit, you can just shoot something and it's dead. And then they're all the same thing, a dead thing.
Yep, I like the way you think.
Until
Alright.
the
Definitely.
necromancers come.
And don't forget, we not only do we have to mod your guns, we can also buy your specialty bullets.
Oh, that's good. I was also thinking about getting some cybernetics eventually.
We could do that. You look like you have too many arms.
I don't have too many arms. I only have 2.
Of course, you want to find a good doctor for that.
Yeah, but I was thinking about just improving my body, because that D4 is getting really weak.
I mean, you can just spend 10 experience points to buy a cybernetic body, and then there are 10 experience points to buy a cybernetic brain, and poof, you're better now.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah,
But,
poof.
Replace everything.
Just
I
gotta
do
explain
have 10
that shit.
experience points. I do have 10 experience
In reference, I'm going to spend my experience on evasion, because being stealthy seems like a thing we like doing.
Yeah, it is true. I could
And
use
dodging shots sounds really nice, too.
Evasion is both stealth and dodging
I
bullets.
mean, to be fair, we've proven that Mithrin not very good at dodging bullets. If there's
Might
one
actually-
thing I did for you today, I proved you're not good at dodging bullets.
I could buy more points into evasion as well. But I'd rather get a skill in evasion. That way it's worth it more later on.
Yep, you can start looking at cross-train. You can buy another job if you already have the 2 gifts the job needs.
Would it change my job, or would it just have an additional job?
You have a second job.
Wow. That's a good idea.
The-
Maybe I'll buy assassin.
Well, you would get like 3. You would have a D4 and 3 new skills,
Yeah,
basically.
If you already have the gifts it requires, you just buy another career, and then you get a D4 in 3 different skills.
Yep.
So it's easier to cross-train in stuff that already has... Like I have Black Market and Streetwise. It's easier for me to buy other criminal jobs. So, yeah, you'd have to look at... I think Assassins that require stuff like this, like Assassin's Disguise. So, they specialize in sneak attacks. I think they get First Strike. I'm going to have to look this up again. I think they get like the one ability where you tap it and you get an extra die just the first round.
See, my current career is mercenary, so it's pretty close. I'm probably going to be easy enough to get it.
But yeah, I mean, if you want to buy a second, you can have as many jobs as you want in the game.
Right.
Just have to invest in those gifts.
Can I improve upon that job? Like put
Yes. Every 10 points, you buy a new job at D4 for 10 points, and you can improve any trait in the game for 10 points.
Okay.
So if you buy more than one job, you have to improve the jobs separately.
Yeah.
But that's very attractive to people because buying a skill is 4 points per rank. So it costs 12 points to buy up 3 different skills, but it only costs 10 points to buy up a trait.
Do you get the gifts from that career as well?
No, in order to buy a second job, you have to have the 2 gifts already. You have to buy those separately.
Oh, okay.
But if they cross over, like I said, if they cross over with the current job you have, like if I wanted to be, I already have Streetwise, so if I want to buy another job that has Streetwise, I can just go ahead and buy it.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, well, I'm gonna get going.
Well, that's +1 experience then for the debrief for everybody.
Yeah. So I got some stuff to think about. But yes, thank you for running the game. I am enjoying the weird challenges that a game like this offers.
Yes.
I like how I didn't have to fight. I like how I got to kill someone, but I didn't have to really have a big ass fight because I'm still injured.